Hello and welcome back to the C Morning Show. Now it's time for us to talk about this particular matter because the holiday is over, almost over, and going back to school after a long holiday break might become stressful for children who may face challenges like meeting new friends, academic expectations, and also navigating crowded hallways.
Now, however, this may go unnoticed by some parents, and so today we are going to discuss back-to-school anxiety with psychologist Anastasia Satriyo. Hello there!
Hello,
Hi!
Good morning!
Good morning! Happy New Year!
And Happy New Year's as well!
All right, now I'm pretty much nervous about this, but let's start with our first question. How could the holiday season affect children's behavior upon their return to school? Because next week my son will return back to his school.
It's very common for the children having the 2 weeks or 3 weeks break for this holiday season, and for children changing the routines for 2-3 weeks. Even there's a school that having the 1 month holiday, will affect their behavior and routines, right?
Yeah, of course.
During the holidays, they can have a lot of free time maybe, and a lot of play time, gadget time.
Sugar as well.
Yes, and also we like things that we can enjoy, right? So maybe for the children's, what will affect them is that they can do a lot of more the fun things that they want to do it, rather than when the school time they only can do the things that they have to do it. So that's the different, I think, and of course for us.
Yes, that is common. But the next question is it common for children to feel anxious about going back to school after a long holiday and why? Because as I remember back in the school days, I forgot, do I really have anxiety, or I just didn't notice it back then?
Well, actually, if you ask me, is it common for children to have anxiety? It's quite common, because anxiety means that we feel insecure or unsure or not safe for the changing of routines. It can be that simple for the anxiety, but anxiety comes with a spectrum. All things in mental health is a spectrum. So if there's a mild or moderate anxiety, it's okay, but if it's high anxiety and it's affecting the behavior of the child, the emotions, the appetite, so we have to see it more carefully. But I guess for the children who are preteen and teenagers, I think they have more anxiety to go back to school. Meanwhile, for the little kids, maybe they just feel like, I just still want to stay at home. I don't want to use the uniform.
That's my son. He was telling me, Ibu, I really like the holiday. I don't want to go back to school. And I'm like, you have to go back to school.
How did you respond to that?
You have to go back to school. And he said to me, like, I like waking up very late at 9.
And there's no sudden hurry up kind of.
Now, I also want to know, Anas, about the anxiety that they're experiencing, because we as an adult, we know the feeling. They don't know the feeling, and we as the parents, we need to be sensitive about this. What are sort of the symptoms that they can show if they're feeling anxious?
Yes, I think first of all we have to differentiate it between it's just a reluctant behavior. I don't want to wake up early. I don't want to get up really early in the morning, take a bath in the morning. It's just only reluctant behavior.
That's my son.
So for me, that if it's below 8 years old, maybe it's not anxiety enough. It's just a reluctant the behavior to something they don't really enjoy it. But for the kids who more understand about social situations, like for the 9 years old, 10 years old, the preteen phase, until 12 years old, and also the teenager phase from 13 years old up to 17 years old, I think when they learn more about how my friends see me, how, am I gaining weight after the holiday?
What?
Or I having more breakout of the acne?
Oh, so that's the insecurities.
Yes, when they aware more about their appearance and how they can have a friendship at school, I think it provoke more anxiety for them. But for the younger kids, maybe it's just a reluctant behavior.
It's quite different, different era maybe, because especially with social media as well, kids are getting anxiety as well at such an early age, going back to school as well. Okay, so what are methods can be used to rekindle the children's interest in school after the holiday break?
Yes, I think it's depend on the age. For
Yeah.
example, like your son,
Yeah.
during 5 years old, we just can start the routine of the school earlier. Maybe when they will come to school at 4th January or 8th January, there is some difference of the date. We can start wake up early again from 2 days before or 3 days before.
Good idea.
When does your kid go back to school?
On the 8th. If
On the 8th? Oh, so you do a head start.
Yeah. So it makes their brain having more get used to it with the normality.
Adapt, yeah.
Yes.
A day or two head start would be nice.
Yeah, but for the teenagers, it's different.
Yeah, and what are the things
Uh,
they mean to do?
At first, they already can negotiate with us like,
Yeah.
why I have to wake up early? It's my last day of holiday, right? So we can give the explanation, but we have also do the negotiation if they don't want to do it. We just make sure that, okay, I know this is your last day of holiday, but make sure at the day that you will go to school, you can wake up early, and then you have, so to wake up early, we have to do the preparation, what time you have to go to the bed, and that kind of things for the teenagers.
Okay. Now, Banas, I also want to know, because we've talked about this on our show, I remember 2 or 3 days ago. It's about the post-holiday syndrome.
Oh yeah.
Will they experience this also, not only adults, but kids also have this similar
Of
anxiety?
course, yes, but I think it's different. What I mentioned is through what I see in my clients. If they already have the trauma beforehand or the bullying before the holiday, maybe it will evoke more anxiety to them. Like, what will I experience at school when I already have the bad previous experience when I'm going back? But for the post-holiday syndrome, I think we can also have more wide spectrum from just like, oh my God, I'm lazy to go to wake up early, until like sometimes we feel that our brain not started enough the engine to think about the things that we have to think. I think we have to give our body and brain some 2 weeks for adjusting with this holiday.
Okay, 2 weeks before we get back to normal. Like the pacing
And also we will have another holiday for the Chinese New Year.
So something to look forward to.
And then we have more, some school have more 3 days of holiday until a week. So I think from the middle of the February, we just can start the engine more.
Because I'm kind of afraid, I'm kind of scared, because my son has been, receiving gifts, eating all the sweet stuff, enjoying his life. And now he's overstimulated all the time, right? So going back to school is kind of like, we have to tone down everything, and I don't know if he's capable of doing
I
that.
think step by step, started from the food, the drink, and then the exercise. We just can go do the exercise like walking around, jogging around, or doing the swimming for the kids. I think all the healthy lifestyle also affecting us as an adult, and also the kids and the teenager to have their brain ready for the upcoming new habit for going back to the routine.
Okay, so physical movement.
Yes, physical movement.
Yeah.
And please reduce little by little the sugar.
The sugar, I hate that. I have to tell my mom, Oma, don't get sugar.
Especially during the Christmas holiday. There's a lot of
chocolates everywhere.
And stuff. But now, what's the best response that can parents give to children when they are asked these questions? We are going to play a little game.
Okay, let's check out the screen. I think it's gonna appear on the screen. Right? All right.
Okay, so when your children ask, "Mom, what if hardly understand the new school lessons? What if I hardly understand the new school lessons?" Yes, I think that's one of them. Yes.
What can you say, Banas?
In general, response is we validate her or his conditions. Oh, I hear you that what I do the education about parenting is doing the reflective questions, the reflective sentences that we are not used to it when we are a child back then. So we can do reflective answer like, oh, I hear you. I hear you said that it's hard to do the lessons at school, but your emotion is valid, but we can try to see some problem solving for it.
Oh, okay, like a tutor or...
But first validate the emotions first, because the children's brain, 8 until 10 years old, the first brain that develops is the amygdala brain for the emotions. That's why we have to cater first the emotions.
Okay,
Alright.
okay, the small part of your brain.
Yeah.
All right. Now, let's move on to our next question. This is the next question. Will there be time for both homework and play after school?
Will there be, mommy?
Yeah. So we can say, I hear you asked me that whether there's a time for play and doing the homework, and then I think because we have limited of times, we can make some priorities and schedule for it, and it's depend on the child, the age. The age is very important. For example, for the 7 years old until 8 or 9 years old, maybe they can have a focus for 20 to 30 minutes, and then they have to have a break.
Okay.
So also as an adult and as a parents, we have to learn in what range of time they can have more focus, and then they need a break. Even as for adult, 1 hour of focus and concentration, we need a break, right? Little break.
Oh, okay, just a little break. Okay,
Yeah.
so can I say that to my producer? I'm sorry, I need
I need a break. Can I say that to our producer?
We already have come breaks. Okay. Now
Alright.
we also have another question.
Okay, this is the last one. Okay, the question is, what if my new teacher is strict or doesn't like me?
I think it's very important situation for the child, for us to understand the emotion, because we as an adult tend to give the rational and logic reality. No, it's just your brain. It's you're very sensitive, but if it's the feelings of the child, we have to cater it first. Oh yeah, I hear that you feel that your teacher didn't like you. From what situation that you feel like that? And then we as the parents and as the guardians, we can ask the teacher politely that, sir or miss, I hear from my son or children that he or she feels that she feels very difficult to, or feels very hesitant in your class. You know what happened? Because maybe from a child's perspective it's quite different with adult perspective. But I think this semester is still manageable, because it's only the second semester, right? It's not the long holiday to the New Year's, to the new education year.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Now, maybe I want to know the tips from you if we notice that there are some anxiety that our children are experiencing.
Yeah, we have to be more careful and more intense to see the changes of the child during the 3 or 5 days.
The first 3 or 5 days.
3 to 5 days they're
back to
going to school. Even the first 1 week, and then we can ask them every time we meet them, or we can do the video call. How are you today? And not ask, do you have any homework today? Not, but how are you today?
Don't be an Asian mom.
Do you having fun with your friends? Is there any difficulty that you feel?
That kind of approach is better.
Yeah, and when we approach the weekend, do more the subtle and more lay down, easy time for them, so their brain can have a break.
Okay, easy their way in.
All right, so now, Manas, first of all, thank you for bringing us books.
Yeah.
Your books. So can you provide insights into books like Kamu Tak Harus Sempurna and also Tak Ada Sekolah
Untuk jadi orang tua.
Yes. For today's topics, it's more for the book Tak Ada Sekolah Untuk Jadi Orang Tua. And in the page of 94, we have the specific explanation and tips for the parents about how to prepare the kids going back to school. It's very relevant with what's our topics today. Yeah, but I also understand when we now become a parents, there is no school to become a parent.
Of course.
Yes.
No
And
school
also us as a child before and now as an adult didn't really know about our emotions yet, and to know how to taking care of our mental health and our self-love. So I make also the Kamu Tak Harus Sempurna.
Okay.
Thank you.
It can be read from the teenagers age until the adult, to learn tips for knowing our emotions better and to have a good talk to ourselves, to become a best friend with ourselves. And then the more we connect with ourselves in a kinder way, the more we can connect with our kids in a kinder way too.
That's so true, and thank you so much for
For the
this
book.
for the book.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for the talk, Mbak Anas. So,
Yeah.
maybe you can start preparing your kids to go back to school,
school.
because I'm gonna do that.
Well, thank you very much once again, Rihanna,
Thank you
just
so
for
much.
waking up early in the morning on the second day
Yeah.
of 2024. We appreciate it so much. And now we are going for another short break. In the meantime, don't forget to follow our socials if you haven't. We are on Instagram, X, and also YouTube at See Today News. Don't go anywhere. Hang tight.